everybody, this is going to be a review of the Universal Hobbies WA600. Out of the box it seems very delicate, but it really isn't that delicate. There's a lot of plastic to it on the back end. The front end really isn't much. So if you don't like plastic on your models, don't get it. But if you don't really care like me, you know, you might as well get it. It's definitely worth the money. It's a big model. I really like the look of it. You could see in the front here they made the spade nose rock bucket, which is obviously meant for digging, and I really like how they did it, especially all the detail on it, and the teeth just make it look really mean. It just gives it a really nice look to it. So as you can tell here, the teeth, which are nice and long, and they slope down. On the back here, you can see the guard, or the rock guard, or whatever you want to call it. Now, this is plastic as well, and you can see the paint doesn't match, but it's not that too noticeable. It is noticeable, I will say, but it's not really crazy. Now, like I said, the front half of the model is metal, such as the arms and all. These are metal. Now, the one thing that I really like about this is these cylinders surprisingly do hold, unlike a lot of other Universal Hobbies models, like the WA470. And this one goes up very high, like you could tell right here. It gives it just a really nice look to it. I just really like the look of it. Now, the linkage also has great movement. The bucket comes down like that, so you could slam your linkage, and the bucket also comes back pretty far, but this is as far back as it'll come with the arms raised. And then bring it down, and I've only got it to go like that. So the bucket kind of does have limited movement depending on the angle of the boom. I'll bring up the boom now at the maximum dump of the bucket. So as you move it up, the bucket gets a better thump range. Now, the detail running over here is pretty good. I like it a lot. You can see all the lines running to it. I think that actually might be metal right there. 99% sure. And the working lights right here. The tires are nice. I like the rubber on them. It's not that really hard rubber that Norscot gives you. Even though it is kind of hard, it is squishy to a degree. The fender is also plastic. I was really careful with the fender. I didn't want to break it as you raise the boom or anything. Now, probably my biggest complaint to it is it doesn't have that much of a turning radius, which I'll show you right now. Now, this is straight right here. It only turns that much. And I guess it'll be better like this, but turns that much. Only turns that much. So it looks like it turns to the right a little more. And if you look at it from right here, it almost looks like a 992G's cab. But yeah, that's the only complaint. But if you do look down below, you could see it has a great amount of detail in there. You can see all the lines and everything, and it's just it is pretty damn detailed down below there, which it still doesn't make up for it, but makes it a little bit better. The cab, which is really nicely built, is plastic, but as you could see on the inside, The seat says Komatsu, and there are a bunch of controls, which makes it also really nice. Windshield wiper, and up top you have the antennas. Now the deck on it, or the behind the cab, and the cat walks around the cab and everything, are plastic, but they have that anti-slip texture. Now, I think the best thing about this model is probably the way the handrails are scaled. You know, on a lot of other models, the handrails are plastic and they're thick. These are really thin, which it makes them delicate, but it also makes it look really nice. So, I wouldn't necessarily say play with this model, but I mean, I guess you can. Emergency ladder over here. And the back of it over here is plastic. You have more steps over here. And this part of the model back here. These grates over here are just, it's a little etched out. It's just enough to get some paint in there. But it does have texture to it. And the steps coming down here, which are also plastic. The back of it, which is going to be really hard to tell. You're not even going to be able to see. But there is a fan in there, but it doesn't turn. So this actually is etched out in the back, and there's a fan back there. There's a mirror here. Underside of the model is just the underside of it. There's the underside of the bucket. So overall, is it worth it? It's worth it if you don't mind plastic on your model. Not saying it's full of plastic, because honestly it really isn't, but a plastic seems to always be a big downturn towards everybody when they go to buy a model. It's a great model. It's $66 on DHS Diecast, which I think is a fantastic price, especially for the size of it. Now, compare it next to a couple of other loaders. Here is a 988F next to it. Which, you know, 988 is a pretty big machine. And there it is next to it. And once again, just like in the unboxing, I will show it loading a truck. And yeah, there she is loading a truck. So you can see, you know, it's nice size. It's really nice size. So, $66. Definitely worth it. Grab one if you don't have it. If you're into the big models, though, because it is pretty big. And lastly, what I will do is show it with my, well, mostly my brother's loader collection, except my little L35. So yeah, there we have it. Loaders and backhoes. But yeah, pretty much there it is. The link to buy it will be in the description.